Today's going to be a pretty fun day. Let's get this 2024 TV review season kicked right off. Stick around. Hey guys, it's the Villa Man here, home theater enthusiast and lover of all things tech. And what I have here is the 2024 flagship of the LG OLED line, the G4 OLED EVO TV with MLA technology, coming in at 83 inches. This is LG's largest TV with their MLA technology also. Last year, it topped out at 77 inches if you wanted that MLA technology. If you went any higher, any larger, then you'd have to settle for only their OLED EVO technology. But this TV has their OLED EVO technology consisting of the algorithms to optimize brightness and boost it when possible, as well as their heatsink on the back of the TV to help with cooling the panel. That, coupled with the micro lens array technology, should result in some pretty high peak brightness, at least higher than we've seen so far on their 83-inch screen size. But is it brighter than the 77-inch G3, which had all that technology as well? Or can you just save some money by buying that TV? Well, we're going to see that too. We're going to compare this TV to the 77-inch G3 to see just how bright it is. But before we do any of the testing or comparisons, we have to unbox it and set it up. And special shout out to the fine folks over at Value Electronics. If you're in the market for any of the top OLED or even mini LED TVs, then make sure to go to their website because they get some of the best TVs before anyone else. So if you're in the market, chances are they have one just for you. They're not only a great source for TVs, but also home theater components as well, like speakers, receivers, amplifiers, what have you. So if you're in the market, then make sure to go to their website because they have a great selection of the top products out there. All right, let's dig in. In the box, you'll find IR extenders and batteries, documentations like manuals, warranty information and all that, of course. Look how big this box is compared to me. I am 6'4" and it makes me look tiny. Then of course is the LG Magic Remote. Pretty standard stuff. What's important to us though is the wall mount kit that comes in the box. It's not even labeled, but I'm wagering that this is it. Yeah, so we're gonna mount this huge 83-inch TV with this 1.5 foot mount, it looks like. This is pretty much how it looks. This side goes to the wall, this side goes to the TV. You can then extend the TV outwards. It also comes with a template to help you actually position the TV and the mount so you know where it will be after you install it. Pretty useful. Here's a close-up of the wall. So this is where the top of the mount will be, and this is the middle of this stud, and this stud right here is two stud combined, so it has the edges marked and not the middle. Lag bolts that we will use to mount the TV. The good thing about this TV is that it comes with these tabs you can remove that makes opening the box or make unboxing much easier than smaller TVs where you have to lift it out. There are 6 of these tabs, and once you remove it, it just falls away. That's huge. No, you can of course lift the TV up and take the back off, but I think I'll just rip it. It's easier. push it all the way back, and as you see, it's a really flush mount. So with the inclusion of the MLA micro lens array technology on this year's 83-inch G4, then it brings it up to par with the 77-inch version, because last year the MLA technology, which are micro lenses that are designed to reflect light back at the viewer, that technology was only included up to the 77-inch screen size, not the 83 or larger. So this year that technology makes it all the way up to the 83 now, but the 97-inch version of this TV does not have that technology. But that TV is also $25,000, so you have to know what you're getting into before buying that TV. That said, when comparing this G4 to the smaller 77-inch G3, we see that we finally have parity with the brightness performance. They look almost exactly alike. There are some small instances where the 83-inch is slightly brighter, have a slightly brighter peak brightness than the 77-inch, but for the most part, they are almost indistinguishable. The biggest difference would be the size, especially in isolation. In isolation, you could not tell the difference between these two TVs at all. So the question for you then is if a 77-inch screen size is big enough for you, because if so, you may not need a G4 at all. The G3 is plenty bright, and I don't think there's been any change in the average picture level. Peak brightness is great, and I'll be testing just how bright this TV gets when I do the screen test, when I do some measurements using calibration software to see just how bright it gets and how accurate the picture is as far as color reproduction is concerned. Despite the slight deviance in color temperature, contrast performance is very similar between both TVs. The G4, oddly enough though, doesn't handle low stimulus content quite as well as the G3 before it. There does seem to be somewhat of a regression though in how gradients are handled between the TVs, where the G4 is noticeably worse at handling gradients than the G3 is, and you can see the obvious pasteurization in the 8-bit and surprisingly also in the 10-bit gradients, which did not appear on the G3, so LG has some work to do here. But out of the box, the contrast is good and what you'd expect from an OLED TV. So it looks pretty good behind me. We're gonna see just how it measures the quantitative aspect of this, not just qualitative. So we're gonna see how fast the input lag is. I'll also be comparing this TV to the Samsung S95C, which is their flagship QD-OLED that goes up to 77 inches. They'll also have a step down S90C, which goes up to 83 inches. So that is awesome and that's good to hear. So I'll be releasing a more in-depth video on how I mounted this TV, because it's not as easy as just marking a spot on the wall and just mounting the TV. There's a lot to be considered, from powering to cable routing to all of that. So that video will be released after this one. And of course, if you're in the market for any of these TVs I mentioned before, then make sure to give the folks over at Value Electronics a visit. I've included their link in the description. Also, let me know if there's anything beyond what I mentioned so far that you want to see me cover for these TVs as well, because this year I'll be reviewing larger TVs more suitable for a home theater. So definitely let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood weatherman saying be safe and peace. Should probably close this door so I don't wake my daughter up.